Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm the City Witch. So I have a brand new Oracle deck review for you guys today and I'm super excited to do this one. I've been dying to get my hands on it because it just looks absolutely stunning. And I actually had this deck recommended to me by a friend who has it and she's completely obsessed with the cards. Now I've been a very good girl and I've not opened this at all, so I'm going to be looking at it for the very first time with you guys today. All I've done is took the cellophane off the box to make it easy to do this video. So I hope there's no more cellophane on the inside of the box, otherwise I'm a bit screwed because I don't know where my pair of scissors are. So yeah, fingers crossed. But anyway, this one is called the Magickal Herb Oracle, Enchanting Secrets from the Garden by Caroline Darcy, illustrated by Dear Dandy. And I have to say, I really like the box to begin with. It's got this very nice old-fashioned feel to it. Does make me think back to botanicals and of course working with your apothecary and magic. So I do really love the look of this deck. I really like the little tape on here on the plant on the box. That kind of makes me feel like this is very scrapbooky themed, and I love the key because that makes me think of my goddess Hecate. So I do really like the box so far. It's of good quality. It's a matte finish, so not shiny or anything. It's a good standard size, so hopefully this means the cards are going to be a little bit smaller, which makes them easy to shuffle because I've got dinky hands, guys, and I prefer the cards to be easy to shuffle rather than difficult. The box on the back says, "The Magickal Herb Oracle brings the precious secrets and ancient wisdoms of herbs to you to explore while immersing your soul, body and spirit in real nature magic. You will learn how to create powerful magic and rituals for everyday purposes, or you can consult the herbs within this deck to construct traditional oracle readings that will help you find divine answers and support and guidance." So that's nice, I like that. And then it says here, Caroline Darcy is a botanical author, environmental artist and flower reader. This deck includes 36 cards and a guidebook. So 36 cards, not bad. Most oracles are a little bit bigger than that these days, but I don't mind that. Now, I paid about £16 for this deck on Amazon, and I will pop a link below for those of you interested in buying it. And it's fairly new on the market. It's only been out for about a month or so, I'd say now. So it's a fairly recent deck. I don't have one like this in my collection. Most of the decks I've got focus more on working with ancestors or guides, those kinds of energies. I have one that works with crystals and another works with chakras that I like to do health and well-being readings for. But this one will be my first deck focusing purely on plants and nature rather than animals. So I'm quite excited, guys. This is going to fill a gap in my collection. So let's open up the box and have a look at the cards, shall we? So we get the book first. There's a really nice pattern on the inside of the box. So you've got some herbs. Ooh, so this is quite a nice book. And one of the things I will say straight away, guys, this is coloured, which you don't often get. So I like that. Has a couple of little things on the inside there, dedicating to people, thanking people for support from the author. So the contents, you get an introduction, how to use the cards and the guidebook, and then you get information about all of the cards. And then you get a glossary and some stuff about the author and illustrator and some acknowledgements right at the end. Now, I don't know if we get any layouts, but we'll see. So it says you can cast spells with this deck, so that's really interesting. I crafted the simple spells in this book to help you connect easily with each herb so you can better understand their qualities. You should also find some support and benefit to develop this relationship for the individual purpose of each spell. If you cannot source a particular fresh or dried herb, then use the card alone to focus the energy of that selected herb into your spell. Wow, that is really good, guys, because, you know, I don't know about you, but depending on where you live, it depends on what's available to you in your environment and what you're able to get your hands on. And even when you try and order things online, really unusual herbs or plants, you can't always get them through customs. Sometimes they're confiscated because they're not allowed to be sold to the country you live in. So I really like the idea that some of these herbs are ones that you can incorporate by having the card on your altar or shrine to add that energy and connect to that plant. That's really, really interesting. I love that. So below are the spell casting basics. So she gives you kind of like a basic layout on how to use these and cast spells. Then she talks to you about how to use the cards for oracle readings. And we do have some spreads. So we have the seed spread, the tree spread, which are both 5 cards each, and then garden day spread. Oh, that's interesting, because usually that's just, you know, the 3 card typical reading we get of past, present, future, but she's called it the garden day spread. So that's interesting. I really like the image of the apothecary at the bottom there. That's really cute. So yeah, I'm liking this, and I really like how it's colourful as well, and really makes you feel you've got your money's worth. Now, I don't want to go too much into the cards, because, you know, I'm going to show them to you. I won't be surprised. I do like that we get pictures of the author and the illustrator. That is really nice. So that, yeah. Ooh, and we get a book here as well by the same person called the Book of Herb Spells. Ooh, I may look that up and purchase that for my collection, especially if I really like the deck. So yeah, really enjoying this so far. So let's have a look at this. So you get another plant in there, but again, a little bit different. I'll move that to one side. I'll take the cover off. So this is where we get to see the cards for the very first time. So this is the back of the cards, and I really like that. Now, you know me, guys, I usually don't like to tell whether the card is back to front, but that's a really kind of busy pattern. So I feel like you wouldn't tell as easily whether the card is reversed or not. Not that I know if these can be reversed or not. I'll have to read the guidebook, but I like that option in my cards, and I like the back to not reflect which way the card is. I like to be surprised and not know. So yeah, that verges on that for me, and I really like that. The card quality is okay. The back is very, very glossy. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Card stock is thin and bendy, but it's not as thin as some of the other decks I have, so probably sort of medium-ish thickness. So let's have a look at the cards. So first card we get is Abundance. First impressions, we get this cute little border all the way around the outside, which kind of fades from blue into this clear white. They've carried on the scrapbooky theme of sticking the herb to the card to make it look like you've collected the herb yourself, giving you the impression that the herb or plant is real, that you physically have it, which I really like. I also like the symbolism in the background there, so perhaps there's going to be, yeah, a few of them to give you insight into the card. So there's some sigil work going on here and some artistic flair at play. So far, impressions, brilliant, absolutely love it. Now, all I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to read you out the, hopefully the name of the herb, if I can pronounce it. I apologise in advance if I pronounce anything wrong, and I will tell you what the card means and show you each card one at a time. So the first one we have is Abundance, which is Wild Yam. That's what it looks like. Card 2, Acceptance, Valerian. I've got some of that in my collection. It's a lovely herb to work with. Activation, Yabaya Mate, or Yabaya Mate. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Attraction, Parsley. I work an awful lot with parsley, but I've got to say I don't use it for attraction magic. So maybe that's something I should start doing. Awakening, Golden Seal. Wow, that's a really pretty card. Balance, Passion Flower. That's nice as well. I really like the feel of the cards. The energy is really gentle, guys. I get this really subtle kind of vibration coming from them. They make me feel really calm, peaceful, like I want to sigh all the time in a really positive way. So I definitely like this. So then we have card 7, which is Calm, Chamomile. It's nice. Card 8, Change, Elder. Again, another one I work with quite a lot. Number 9, Clarity, Bilberry. Can't say that's one I've ever worked with, but That could be really good for communication spells, so I may try and figure out if I can get that one. Cleanse, colt's foot. Now that's interesting because the number one herb for going through cleansing is always sage, and it's one everyone focuses on quite a lot, but in this she's gone for something completely different. And I've got to say, I've never heard of this herb for cleansing, so that's something I might have to look into and see if it's one I can get in my collection, because I'm always looking for ways to use other plants and other energies for cleansing, and I have quite a large collection of methods now that I use for cleansing. I don't always resort to sage, but sometimes if you really want to bleach an environment and get rid of all energies, regardless of whether they're negative or bad, and start with a clean slate, sage is the way to go. It's the only plant that will do that, will bleach an environment completely of energy. So I will still use sage, but I don't use it as often as I used to. I definitely prefer other methods. Birch leaves being one of my favourites because that is a purifier and a cleanser. So yeah, I like that. That one's really nice. And we have communication, St. John's wort. That is a herb I use quite a bit as well. Again, not for communication though. I use it more for healing and holistics. So compassion, marshmallow. Ah, that's cute. Courage, motherwort, and I have that one in my collection as well. Creativity, ginger. I love working with ginger. Ginger is like, it's a really good plant to work with, guys. Really good plant to work with. Yeah, it's good for soulmate magic. Then we have number 15, desire. I can't pronounce this one. Damnia or Damnia, I think. Interested to how it has like an Aladdin's lamp in the background, like a genie bottle. Interesting. Then we have dandelion for detox, card number 16. Again, that is one I work with, but I pick them fresh from my garden when I work with them. Dreams, Californian poppy. Oh, that's nice because it's not your traditional red poppy, which is what we tend to get over here in the UK. So I like that. That's unusual. Endurance, ginseng. Again, ginseng is a plant I work with quite a bit, but I work with it in its ground up powdery form. It's really good for wish magic and manifestation. Enthusiasm, dill. I've got to say I don't work with dill, but I grow it in my garden, so maybe I should start working with that one too. Expansion, ephedra. Again, I'm not very good with names, guys, so if I'm saying these wrong, apologies. Then we have flow, ginkgo. I have a ginkgo plant. Mine's the spiky type. Focus, brahmi. That's not one I've ever worked with. Freedom, mugwort. Ah, every good witch has a good mugwort in a garden or an apothecary. I certainly know I do. Guidance, sage. Oh, that's interesting. So I mentioned earlier that sage would have been what I would imagine would be the card for cleansing, but instead they've gone for guidance, which is really fascinating because I know sage has multiple uses, but everybody always goes for it for the cleansing. So I like how deliberately this author has gone, nope, we're going to give another purpose to sage and we're going to get people to use this in a completely different way energetically. I like that. Major brownie points for that, and reminding people sage has multiple uses, not just cleansing. So I love that. Hawthorn for harmony. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's such a beautiful card. And again, hawthorn, something I work with quite a bit. Cannabis for healing. It's interesting as well. Then we have skullcap for meditation. Yarrow for openness. So that's the one that's on the front of the box. Yarrow. Like that. Very nice. And then we have number 29, progress. Ooh, I'm going to struggle to say this one, I think. Campaign, I think. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that one. So we have protection here, number 30. That's beautiful. Burdock for purification. Got burdock roots, I work with that quite a bit as well. Radiate, turmeric. Lemon balm for reflection. Comfrey for repair. Oh, I like that the spanner is a symbol on that. That's quite cool. Soothe, slippery elm. That must be used in teas quite a bit then with the teacup image. And then we have stimulate, gerania, and it's got the symbol of the brain. So that is the very last card, number 36. I've got to say, guys, impressions, I really like how well thought out the cards are. There's definitely a number of herbs here I've never personally worked with, and I'm certainly going to try. There's herbs that you can grow in my garden that I just don't think to use in witchcraft. So I'm certainly going to expand my horizons a little bit. My apothecary is already quite big, but I'm certainly open to trying new things, working with new vibrations and new herbs. If I can't get my hands on them, I love the idea that I can use these cards in spell work. Now, I already use a lot of oracle cards as embellishments and extra energies in my spells and on my altars anyway. I certainly do that a lot when I'm working with clients. So this would be a very nice addition to any spell, or certainly adding in a vibration of a certain herb. So this instantly gets a very high score out of me, easily. I'd say a 9 out of 10. I would have liked it if the deck was a smidge bigger, perhaps, you know, more like 45 cards. There's a number of herbs I feel could have been included, but perhaps the author might expand upon this and do like a second version of this with the same background, that you can mix another lot of cards into it and work with even more energies. It'd be really good if she did one on trees as well. I know there's quite a few decks out there that work with trees, but I really haven't connected to any of them, and they don't have the guiding word on them, and they're quite difficult, I found, to work with their energies. This one I feel would be really good for a beginner, really gentle energy, good for healing and long distance healing, good for holistics, and certainly good for spell work. So yeah, absolutely wonderful deck, guys. Really like this one. So I hope you enjoyed this video and going through the cards with me, because I've really enjoyed making this video today. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up and click the bell button so YouTube will tell you when my next video comes out. And if you'd like to offer love and light to this channel, you can do that through Patreon, and thank you very much for doing so. And if you'd like to follow me on any of my social media, all the links are in the description, which will take you to my pages where you can see various different spells that I do for clients. Thanks very much for watching, guys. As always, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon. Blessed be.